Kuveratmajo Badha Murtyaiva Yadvat Tvayamochi Tau Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha Murtyaiva Yad Tvayam Kuveratmajo Badha Murtyaiva Yadvat Tvayamochi Tau Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha Tata Prema Bhakti Swakang Me Prayachcha Namokshe Graho Me Sti Damodara-ashtakam Tata Prema Bhakti Swakang Me Prayachcha Namokshe Graho Me Sti Damodara-ashtakam Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Prabhupada Prandana He Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jai Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe So, beginning last weekend, I started to give a series of lectures on this song, Damodara-ashtakam, which we sing both in the morning and the evening. So, I've given 3 classes so far, and I'm on verse number 7. Before I continue, I would like all of you to please raise your hands and repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Trinadapi Sunichena Taradiva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nama Eva Kivalam Kalau Nastyeva 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 Gatiranyatha. So here we have this nice diorama, Yashoda Damodar. This month, the month of Kartik, is also known as the month of Damodar. It is also the month of Srimati Radharani. So this song that we sing twice daily, the author paints a nice picture. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 10th canto, the narration of the Damodar Leela is there in chapter 9. The author of this song gives some highlights of that chapter. How Yashoda became angry with her son Krishna. Yashoda does not think, does not know, is not aware that her son is the absolute truth. She is unaware of his position as God of all gods. As we learn from Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is the God of all other gods. But she does not know that. All she knows is that she has this little boy and she has so much love for him. And on Diwali Day, which is coming up, on Diwali Day, Yashoda was thinking, my son is so restless. Previously, in the 10th canto, in chapter 8, Shukadeva Goswami describes Krishna's naughty activities. He's maybe 3-4 years old. He and his brother go to the neighboring houses and steal butter and yogurt. Sometimes they even pass stool and urine on the floor. They go to the sleeping babies and pinch them to wake them up and start crying. Yes, Krishna and Balaram are very naughty. The neighbors would come to Yashoda lodging complaints, but actually it was a pretext. They really weren't interested in lodging complaints. They were looking for an excuse to see Krishna. Because this is not the material world. This is Vrindavan, Braja. What makes Vrindavan or Braja special? It is the land of spontaneous love of God. Everyone, everything simply loves Krishna. Love of Krishna is the real religion. When Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, give up all other religions and surrender to me, he's referring to that, love of God. That is the true universal or Catholic religion. So love of God, everybody in Vrindavan, even the animals, the birds, even the trees, the land, the couch, everything in Vrindavan is conscious and has love for Krishna. So on this Diwali day, Yashoda was thinking, perhaps my son is not satisfied with the butter and milk he's getting at home, and that's why he's going to the neighbors and stealing and creating disturbance. Yashoda is the queen of this village of Gokul, and she has many servants. But today she said, no, today I will churn the butter. And since Yashoda is the queen, she has very special cows of her own that her husband has given her. And these special cows were fed very special grass. Like now, that's the new fad, grass-fed cows. This is the original grass-fed. Because Yashoda's cows were feeding off very special grasses that would give that milk a particular delicious taste. So Yashoda is churning, and Yashoda has some songs. And what are her songs? Her songs are the pastimes of her son. Either she made them herself, or she might have had someone make up the song, but she's singing these songs all about her son, because Mother Yashoda loves little Gopal. Krishna has so many names. One name, Gopal. Everybody say, Gopal. The cowherd boy. Krishna had been taking a nap while Yashoda is churning. He gets up, comes to his mother, and indicates that he wants her to stop the churning and give him the milk from her breast. Yashoda, being a loving mother, agrees. Yes, she stops the churning, takes the child on her lap, very expertly gives the breast milk. And she's looking at the beautiful face of her Gopal, and she's very, very happy having this wonderful child. Everything is going nicely. All of a sudden, she hears in the kitchen, the milk is boiling over. Anyone who's had experience in a kitchen, when the milk boils over, it makes a big mess. And cleaning up takes a lot of endeavor. So what's Yashoda to do? The child is not finished drinking, but she has to take care of the milk that's boiling over on the oven, on the stove. So she puts Krishna down because an emergency has come. Krishna becomes very angry. He bites his lips with his teeth, and he becomes angry. And he takes a rock and throws it at the butter pot, and it breaks, and the butter comes out. Then Krishna steps in the butter and then traipses around the house, making a big mess. And he goes into another room. Yashoda, after finishing the stove, the milk on the stove, comes and sees, oh, this child is very intelligent. She sees the broken pot. She sees the butter has been smeared all over. She says, the child has run away knowing he has done big mischief. She grabs a stick. Anyone been beaten by a stick? I have. It's not nice, is it? No. Now, how is she able to trace out Krishna? Because on the bottom of Krishna's feet are very distinctive marks. Do you know how many Archita marks? And there's quite a few marks on his feet. So she can tell by the footprints where her son has gone. This is why I like to say, if anyone claims I am God, show me your feet. If I see cracks, you're not God. You have to have the markings. So Yashoda traces out the footprints, and she sees in the corner Krishna has climbed up the big rice grinding mortar. And hanging from the ceiling is yogurt. And what is Krishna doing? He's looking this way, because he knows he's going to get it eventually. But what's he doing with the yogurt? Giving it to his best friends, the monkeys. Who has been to Vrindavan and seen how many monkeys they have in Vrindavan? Got to be careful. They'll take your cell phone. They'll take your mala. They'll take your watch. These monkeys are very aggressive, very powerful monkeys. So Krishna sees Yashoda and he gets very scared because what does she have in her hand? The stick. And she's not smiling. Before, when she was feeding him, she was smiling. But now she's angry. That mother's angry face is not nice. So he jumps down from the grinding mortar and runs. Yashoda is a full-bodied woman. She doesn't work out at the spa. She has no time for that. All day she's working hard. That's another point. Here is the mother of God, and she has to do housework. And we complain. Even you're the mother of God, you've got housework to do. So it takes a while for a full-bodied Yashoda to catch up to her son, who's running like this. From behind, she captures him. There's the scene. When she captures him, he's shaking. He's crying. The song said his pearl necklace shook. Why? He's breathing heavily. And he's crying. He's afraid of his mother. This is bewildering to Queen Kunti. When Queen Kunti prays to Krishna in Hastinapur, Queen Kunti says, I'm bewildered. Fear personified is afraid of you, but you're afraid of your mother. How this can be? So even Yashoda was bewildered by this pastime. So Yashoda has the stick. Krishna is shaking and crying, and the song said, rubbing his eyes, and in his eyes he has kajal, right? What happens? The tears, the kajal comes smearing down. But Yashoda thinks, no, if I use this stick, he may grow up to have some psychological problem later on. The stick is too much punishment. So she throws the stick away. But she says, but this child is so restless. How am I going to get my housework done? So she says, I will tie him up to the grinding mortar. We have it now. There we have it. I'll tie him up so this restless child cannot do any more mischief. So she calls the servant, bring me some rope. And she ties up Krishna. But when she goes to make the final knot, it's 2 fingers too short. So she tells the servant, bring more rope. More rope is added. But mysteriously, when she tries to make the final knot, it's 2 fingers too short. More rope is added. More rope is added. If all the rope in the world was used, it still would have been 2 fingers too short. Because Krishna is teaching us and her a lesson. Krishna is saying, you cannot bind me with any kind of rope. Again, she doesn't know that he's God, but that doesn't mean he stops being God. He still exhibits, when he wants, his godly opulence. And so he's creating this lila pastime that no matter how much rope, it's 2 fingers too short. Because one of Krishna's names in the previous verse, number 6, everybody say Ananta. Ananta means that Krishna is unlimited. Everything about Krishna is unlimited. His fame, his wealth, his beauty, his renunciation, his wisdom, everything, his strength is unlimited. There's no limit. And she wants to tie up unlimited Krishna. Then another thing, she's tying him with ropes. The Sanskrit word for rope, guna. This word guna also means the three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Krishna is teaching us, I cannot be captured even if you are pakka Brahman in the mode of goodness. You cannot capture me. What to speak of passion and ignorance? Krishna is far away from such people. Even those in the mode of goodness know you cannot capture Krishna. When Yashoda tries with so much rope to tie up Krishna, she becomes frustrated, flabbergasted. The flower is falling out of her hair, and all the neighbors have come, and they're laughing because they see what's going on. So when Yashoda becomes exhausted, Krishna says, okay, now I will let you tie me up. And in the song, in verse number 2, this beautiful word, everybody say, Bhakti Baddham. Krishna can only be tied with pure loving devotion, which we use this word bhakti. Everybody say, bhakti. Pure loving devotion. And not just pure loving devotion, spontaneous loving devotion. It springs spontaneously. So Yashoda has become frustrated. Krishna smiles and removes this opulence of his and agrees to be tied up. So he's tied up to the rice grinding water. Yashoda goes back to her household. And that's where we come to this 7th verse. As Krishna is tied up, Krishna is thinking, my mother thinks that she has stopped me from creating nonsense. I'm going to do more nonsense. He looks into the courtyard and he sees 2 big Arjuna trees. And Krishna, because even though he's 3 or 4 years old, even though he's playing the role of an ordinary human being, he's still God. He doesn't stop being God. Sometimes he forgets he's God, but he's still God. So Krishna says, oh yes, those 2 trees. I know all about those trees. My great devotee, Narada Muni, Bhajaya Vina, Radhika Ramana Name. My great devotee Narada, some hundreds, let's do the math calculation. They were cursed to stand as trees for 100 years of the demigods. A demigod year, or a demigod day is 1 earthly year. So that means 360 times 100. What's the calculation? Yeah, that's how long Earth years they were cursed to stand as trees. So the question is, why were now these 2 sons, their names were Nalakuvara and Manigriva. They're sons of the great demigod Kuvera, the treasurer of the demigods. Why were they cursed to stand as trees? That's because, how many did you say? 36?
360,000.
360. Thank you. He's an accountant, so his calculation is correct. These 2 sons of Kuvera, they were in the heavenly gardens, and they had gotten benedictions from Lord Shiva, great opulence. And they were sporting in this particular garden where there's nice Ganges water, and there were beautiful maidens, and they were drinking intoxicates, and they were naked, and they were in the water with the young damsels, drinking, naked, and Narada came passing by. The girls had more sense. As soon as they saw Narada, they quickly clothed themselves. But these two sons of Kuvera were so intoxicated and so puffed up because of their wealth, they didn't even have the common decency to clothe themselves in front of the great saint Narada. And Narada was thinking, this is not right. These two sons, they're the human sons of Kuvera, and they have been allowed to be here, but their behavior is not correct. They have become too puffed up. They have become arrogant. I must do something to correct their faulty consciousness. So Narada decided to curse them, because it is said that persons who are fond of being naked, in their next life, they become trees. You want to be naked? Okay. Live a life as a tree. You don't have any clothes. Just be naked all the time. Winter, spring, summer. Now, Narada Muni is pure devotee of Krishna. He doesn't curse out of anger. He is going to curse them and at the same time give them a benediction. That's a devotee. Not just an angry curse. No. Punish them, but at the same time, bless them. So Narada said, you too shall stand as trees, but where? In Krishna's courtyard. And Krishna himself will deliver you. Who would like to be delivered personally by Krishna? Everybody's hand should be up. Otherwise, you're in the wrong church. That's what we're doing every day. When we chant Hare Krishna, that's what we're saying. Please deliver me. By the way, just in case you didn't know, that's what Hare Krishna means. Please deliver me. So, those two sons immediately took birth as those twin Arjuna trees. But in the body of the trees, they simply meditated on this whole incident of Narada cursing them, and also Narada's prediction that they would be delivered by Krishna. So when Krishna looked out, he said, my devotee Narada, he wants me to deliver them. Just see how Krishna works. Krishna works to fulfill the order of his devotee. So even Krishna is not independent sometimes. Sometimes he likes to be subservient to his devotee, as in this whole pastime. Why is Krishna allowing himself to be tied up? Because he's enjoying being subservient to his pure devotee, Yashoda. Normally, in the heavenly planets, in Vaikuntha, Krishna is there as Narayan. Everybody. Narayan. And everybody is praying to him with very, very lofty. You're from South India, right? You've been to many temples, right? So they have very nice prayers. They're worshiping, right? So Narayan is worshipped like in the temple, with majesty and regulations and strictness and awe and reverence. Almighty God. But to Krishna, this is boring. He much rather preferred to be chastised by his mother. Yes, if you can try to understand, he enjoyed being tied up. Why? Because Krishna knows This Yashoda loves me more than anything. This Yashoda loves me more than she loves her own self. Same way, Srimati Radharani and the gopis. They love Krishna